A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. Today I have come up with something that would really be helpful for the Star Seed Twinflame community. Because a lot of people, they are going through situations, as a channeler, you have been noticing, and as an information provider, as a therapist also, in fact, and as an author also. Sorry, I don't want to sound like a person who's doing a lot of things, but that's the truth. I do a lot of things. Now, do you notice when I say I do a lot of things, there is a certain amount of doership involved in it. Like I am doing it. I'm the one doing it, right? So we are going to talk about this doership today because we all go through this doership, and certain times it's very important just to communicate. Like if I say I'm eating food, or I'm going for a walk, or I love to wear pink color t-shirts, or I love crop tops, or I love to color my hair. So there is this I, this I, me, myself, but this is not about the ego. This is more of, we can say, communication. We like to communicate. We like to tell people I, me, similarly you, they, them. So what do you do, and where you from, and what's your name? We ask these questions, right? However, in the world of inner work, now a lot of people ask me this question also, is that what exactly is inner work? And it's not a surprise for me, because even when I ask other people, what is the type of inner work do you do? And they come up with a lot of things like, I do this meditation or that meditation, I go here, there, I read this book, I sit down and close my eyes, blah, blah, blah. So many things people do, right? So many techniques are there, so many spiritual techniques are there that can calm your mind and body down, which is also good, because we all need to be absolutely relaxed. We should always usually remain relaxed, not take too much stress. Stress is not good for the body, it's not good for the mind, it's not good for the soul. Stress equals to worrying, and worrying is what separates us from the union energies. So people need to go through a union within themselves, right? Now that is actual union, because once you get into union with yourself, you have actually divided, or the part that was divided, you have actually glued it back. And that part was divided because of the doership. Okay, so in Hindi there are two words. And all of this information that I'm giving to you is by my master. He is my teacher. My masters, I have 3 masters. And we have a grandmaster, and then we have 2 masters who were also his students. So my masters have been giving out the downloads to me, and there are certain downloads which are as information videos, and there are certain downloads that they give in subtle reality, which is via channelings or via other things that happen. Sometimes I ask a question and they give me the answer, and they always give a very elaborate answer, and it doesn't come down as theory. It comes down as feelings, as emotions, and suddenly you feel that you know it, and then you actually know it. So these practices, they obviously require time, energy, and a certain amount of deep focus, which we call in English as focused attention, but in Hindi the word is dhyan. And a lot of people think that when you meditate, you need to close your eyes, you need to sit down in a corner, etc., etc., which is also a path. Like I know I have this habit myself, I have this problem, I should say, I keep working on it. I like to learn everything in a day, maybe, if possible, as soon as possible. But then that's not how things are, because your body also changes when you ascend. I know it sounds a bit bizarre, but yes, your body changes, your features changes a bit, your looks change a bit, and this all happens without any plastic surgery or any unnatural procedures. You just get into a very good regime, you get into good diet, good mental space, you get into workout, exercising, and some of the people I have noticed that they become absolutely like incredibly active. Like from morning till night, till the time they go off to sleep, they are always doing something fun and amazing and entertaining, or going out, meeting people. So where do they get this energy from, right? We need to practice both sitting still, and we need to practice meditation with open eyes. Now this is where we enter the phase of deep metaphysical domain, because most people think that meditation happens with closed eyes. But why do we teach people stillness and closed eyes meditation is because you can't just jump into open eye meditation just like that, unless you are gifted, unless you have always done something or the other since childhood, like you are intuitive and you protected your intuition, you saved it, you safeguarded it, and you remain connected with it even if it was secretly done. Like even if you were a closet artist or a closet musician or a closet painter or a closet writer, or you're hidden but you're still practicing it and you don't want to show it off to the world because it's still not time yet. Maybe your fifth chakra is still unblocked because of sacral chakra blocks. Sometimes abuse, bullying, and some very bad physical assault or some other such deep experience, which is deep wounding, it just stops people from being themselves. So today in this session, we want to talk about what is actually inner work, like why are we so confused about inner work, and why so many people, even if they want to, they're not able to do actual proper inner work. And I will continue to make more and more stuff on this channel. And guys, if you are coming here via Twinflame Union, then please subscribe to this channel also, because this is Ramayana and Mahabharata diaries that I have created specifically for people on ascension. Because people keep asking me like, I'm not ascending. That's because you're not giving yourself the right content. You need food. Your mind and soul needs food and nourishment too. And only metaphysics and actual correct proper metaphysics can help you do that, which comes from the land of India, the Indian subcontinent. Now, India used to be also very vast at one time. Now, obviously, because of all the British colonization and all the damage it did to the boundaries, people are sitting being envious or being angry, or there's animosity with people who are on the other side of the other border. But actually, we were all the same country. For many years, we were the same people, just that someone drew a line in between of us, and all of this came into. And the most interesting part is that back in those days, when all of this was not happening, when world was a more peaceful place, where there was love and everybody usually used to do inner work, not just one or two random people. Most people were doing inner work, and most people knew that ascension is a lifestyle, and it was clearly demarcated. Different types of people were demarcated, and they would live only in their dimension. So the asuras, the rakshasas, the people who live in the underground, the patal lok, or they are also called nishachar. Nishachar means daitya, and nishachar also means people who stay up all night. Now, if you look at the world around us, most people are staying up all night, and this is all a result of programming, which is very interesting. However, we don't want to get into like staying up in the night or staying up in the day. We don't want to get into that part of it right now of inner work. But yes, I can definitely tell you by my own experience that morning time is the best time. Like if you have the habit of waking up early and doing some kind of fitness related exercise, even simple things like going out for a walk, just listening to the sounds, the morning sounds, looking at the sunrise is like so therapeutic, and it is so full of power. It really helps. Like simple activities like this can actually boost your immunity system. It can boost so much of your metabolism, and it can make you such a happy person. And there are also some quick exercises with the hands and feet, because these hands and feet were given to us for a reason. They all have, interestingly, acupressure points. If you massage certain parts of your hands and feet, it actually gives you huge amount of energy. So that's why I tell people that you should all get into therapy, because I don't just sit and talk to people for an hour and a half. So when I say 7 sessions for chakra alignment therapy, it does not mean just 7 sessions where you just sit and talk to me for 2 hours. No. 7 sessions is included. It's like a bonus. And I give it to people because I like to keep in touch with them. I like to treat my clients as my friends. I don't want them to worship me as some kind of a great figure or something. No. We're all friends. we're all family, and actually, yes, we are all actually literally family members. So we got to help each other in our missions. And this work that I'm doing with you people, a lot of people think that this is my mission. Actually, it's not. I'm being very clear with you guys that this is my profession, because there's literally nothing else I'd like to talk about and spend my time doing. I just want to contribute to this planet's ascension. That's all I want to do. But this is not my mission. This is my profession. People who come to me for personal sessions and people who do therapies with me, actually, they are the ones who know what my actual mission is. So mission is something where you give. You earn money and you give it to your mission. Mission is not the place where you earn money from. Let me make it very clear to you all, because all these things are going to be a part of your inner work. All these things are going to help you in your inner work. We all of you people, we all have one collective mission for sure, which again, I'm not going to talk about right now, because these things are meant to be discussed in personal and customized sessions, because I want to give it to those people who have a genuine urge to do it. Right? Not that you guys don't have it, but when you have that genuine urge, you will definitely spend your time and energy in doing the right kind of inner work, which will not disrupt your professional life. It will not disrupt other things, your householder duties and relationships that you're trying to work on. So basically, there are two words that I'm going to give it to you guys, and they are in Hindi and Sanskrit. And fortunately, yes, this beautiful language, Sanskrit, and the baby language that comes from the mother language, from the same script, actually, Devanagari script, is Hindi. When we write Hindi, we just actually put out whatever it is. Like Hindi is based on the lines of Tathagat, which means Tathagat means people. It's actually meant for people. So Tathagat are those people who think, say, and do the same thing. Alright, the same thing. There is no difference in their thinking, their speech, and their actions. And language also should be like that. And that's when we say this language comes from the divine. Now, when you look at English, on the other hand, which is also a global language, which is fine. I'm here to work with all of you people. And fortunately, my grandfather was double masters in English, which makes sense to me now, because I was really good in English since childhood. When I was a really little girl, I used to talk a lot in English. I would go for English debates, elocution contest, and I used to write a lot in English. So yes, I on purpose probably became his granddaughter, because I wanted to learn English from him. And his Hindi was very bad, but my father's Hindi was very good, and my mother was very spiritual. So all of the metaphysical books actually were introduced to me at a very young age. One of the first book that I have, which is actually my grandmother's legacy, you can say, it's Ramcharitmanas. It's a really old Ramcharitmanas. I did not get any money, or I did not get any property from anyone yet, and I don't want it either. But the book Ramcharitmanas, and that's my grandmother's Ramcharitmanas. Ramcharitmanas is a wonderful book. It's a beautiful book. More than the book, it's about Lord Sri Ram's life. So that's all that made, I'm so thankful that I got it out of all the people in legacy by my grandmother. So all these metaphysical books were in my household since I was a little baby. So I grew up reading Ramayana, Mahabharata, or watching Ramayana, Mahabharata, or listening to the name of Ram constantly. Like Ram Naam, even if I forget about it, I will hear it somehow. So this actually helped me to do a remix of these two things, because I was going to school, we were working, like my parents were working, and we were studying in English medium schools, because this is the programming, guys. All of us, everybody's parents, they want their children to speak in English, talk in English, look English, be fluent in English. So we are all programmed to dress up in a certain way, and I'm not going to fight that, because this is what we got, and we got to make the most out of it. So I don't want to create a spiritual appearance for you guys when I really don't live like that, right? And this is what you should also do. Be yourself, be who you are, accept your programming, but try to, convert that programming into your boons and into your gifts. Like, utilize it, whatever you got, there's a reason for it. Whatever, literally, the family, the parents, the grandparents, the names, as in the cultural names, the cultural, because all of us are a mixed breed sort of a community. We all have our culture in the background, and when we have this kind of a global education that we're getting, we mix and match with it, so that's what India is nowadays. The new generation is a combination of the Western and the Eastern world. So instead of taking worst from both or bad things from both, we take the best from both. Because over a period of time, even in the Eastern culture, in the Eastern world, lots of things have been mixed up because of the invaders, because of the colonization. So some of the things are really not even authentic, and most people don't even know about it. So we need to address what's authentic, and we need to accept the programming and think that this is for my ascension, and I gotta use the best things. So what if English is the language which came from Grimworld, a book called Grimworld, from where the word grammar came, and Grimworld is actually a book of spells. And that's why in English language we have the word spellings, because most of the words are actually spells. And that's why English is not on terms of Tathagat. You write something else, you say something else, it's pronounced as something else. Like, this language creates another level of programming in people, alright? It's a very carefully taught language, and as I said, it's okay. They can teach you anything they want, but when you start ascending, you realize that all curses are actually gifts and boons that you're supposed to use while you're here on planet Earth to contribute. Alright? So the two words that I was going to give to you is Kriya and Karma. And you guys already know the word karma. I think most of you know, right? Karma. And I've been talking about Karma Yoga also, right? So Karma and Kriya are two words. Kriya means activity. And my master says that during childhood until a person reaches adolescence, or you can say teenage or youth, where they actually start maturing, there is no attachment. There is no I, me, myself happening at that time, because children are so pure and divine. They usually don't do that. They usually don't go like, I am this or I am that. They only use the I, me, myself just for introduction sake, or for communication sake, or just to talk about what they need, what they want, but they don't really attach with the identity. Only when we grow up, we start attaching with the identity, the worldly identity, not even the spiritual identity. It's not like we say, I'm a soul, and what soul is like this. No, we just say, I do this. So that's why in the very beginning, I mentioned couple of activities to you, and I said, like, I do these things. So I write, I paint, I sing, I dance. I love nature, I love animals. I love animals the most. On this planet, if there's anything that makes me the happiest, are animals. But this is being spoken from a Kriya point, which is activity, not a Karma. What is Karma and Kriya? So even, the whole day, there are a lot of Kriyas that happen in your body, right? Like you eat, you sleep, you wake up, you walk, you take a bath, you go to the toilet, which is such an important activity. Without it, your whole day will be really messed up. So all these activities that you do, eating, sleeping, drinking, some of them are actually literally purely natural, because you're supposed to do it because your body needs it. But when we are in stress, when we are in ego's trap, or when we are not happy, we actually don't even take care of ourselves. Like, we won't drink water on time, we won't eat on time, we won't sleep on time, we won't be happy, we won't be taking care of ourselves. Like, when people are depressed, they don't even take a bath. They don't like to dress up, they don't like to comb their hair, they're just literally in a bad condition. They don't want to step out of their house. So even the activities, the usual kriyas also get interrupted because of that, or they don't happen in a proper healthy way. So karma is basically attachment to this worldly identity. I mean, karma happens when you're attached to the worldly identity, and then whatever kriyas you do, it becomes karma. And that's why we need to do karma yoga to nullify that doership, that attachment with I, the ego. Ego is literally like the thing that we want it to die. The ego death has to happen, and ego death happens also slowly, step by step, step by step. The good thing about spiritual ascension is that it doesn't happen in one day. It doesn't happen like boom, like a huge explosion. No. That's not how it works. Ascension will happen step by step, and that's why I designed the therapies to be longer, and I designed them to be in such a way where the sessions, the personal sessions, are not that important. Let me tell you, that is just to see your faces, touch base with you guys, know how you're doing, read your energy, and there are some other stuff that I do with my masters. Actually, they are doing everything. I'm not doing anything, okay? Let me just clarify this one more time because this I is happening too much. So it's my masters and its source, and all of the people who are working, they are helping me to do everything. They are the actual doers. I am not. So why do we have to remember this, all of us, is because when we give up the doership to source, to the higher beings, and to also our higher self, who we may not know exist, or we may not know where it is right now. A lot of people might not, but when you do ascension work, slowly and gradually you start blending in with your higher self. And that's why you see so many bodily changes, so many changes in your appearance, so many changes in the way you are, and your fitness, and your energy levels. In fact, people who enter ascension, they start looking younger. And when I say ascension, I'm not just talking about sitting in meditation. Ascension is equal to a combination of mind, body, and soul. You gotta use your body as a tool. You gotta use it like, okay, it's a device. I gotta use it like to reach somewhere. Like you have Google Maps on your phone, okay? You gotta reach somewhere. You put the destination and then it shows you a path, right? This is how you gotta use your body. So you gotta take care of your body in the right way. You have to put the right things into your stomach. Okay, you gotta eat on time, you gotta drink on time. And I'm not saying it will be perfect every day. No. Because our thoughts also have a role to play in how our body functions, right? Whatever we think, we are that. As simple as that. There are some noises in the background that I can hear for sure. And it's a bit distracting sometimes, but I think that's the situation. We need to make the best out of it. However, if you're, listening into this commotion, then please ignore it and imagine that it will not affect you at all. So, my friends, the difference between Kriya and Karma is one thing that you need to understand, that Kriya is without the doership and Karma is with the doership. So, when you let go of the doership, your life works on the principle of Kriya, and that makes you a more free person, a more relaxed person, and you just simply want to be a device of the divine. Device of the divine. Isn't it wonderful? Wow. So, this is where I'm going to pause this session. Please do type below if you really want to hear more of this. I will continue to do more of this because this is extremely important. With the channelings, with the messages, with the information, all the theory work that you're doing, you also need to get into practical, because it's the practical that actually creates big change. Theory is good because we need you to listen into the download. When you listen into the downloads, you understand. And channelings, when you listen to so many people's situation, you understand what really true love is. Like sometimes you may be listening to somebody's story and certain things could be resonating with you and you could be like, oh my God, it's not my story, but I resonate with the emotion. You got to think at that time that there are billions of people on this planet and millions of people, a certain number is on ascension. So there are millions of universes moving in this universe. Sorry, not the universe, in space. So we have the universe in space. So there are lots of universes moving in space. All of them have their own ecosystem to work on. It's interesting. It's so amazing. Literally, astronomy is amazing. So I want to share it with you guys. One of the coolest download I actually received, and this happened when I watched a movie called this one with this guy, Doctor Strange. The part 1 was very nice, but part 2 was extremely annoying because they kept talking about multiverse, and they don't even understand universe. I was like, dude, you guys are like, whosoever the makers are, so dudes or dudettes, you guys are making like movies, you guys are making content, you're spending like crores, millions and billions of dollars into it, but you're not focusing on anything which is actually helpful. Everything that you're showing to the world is all ego and identity based, the worldly identity based. Huge attachment to this superhero figure, this powerful figure, this magical figure. And then in the same movie, they drop the word Illuminati and they tell all the people who are watching that, hey, we work for Illuminati, woohoo. And the kids were watching the movie like when we were kids, we knew this stuff. We knew what this conspiracy theory or actual stuff being converted into conspiracy theory is. So it was really hilarious for me. But I'm not sure, like I don't know if everybody would laugh at these things. It's hilarious for me because I find it funny how they are converting the story into folklore or some kind of lore, L-O-R-E, and then trying to like bring out this message that superheroes work for Illuminati. But then there is no actual stuff about Illuminati. They should literally like have a building like where people can go to, or they should like actually clarify that, hey, we are these people and we do this stuff. Like there is a missing link over there, and that's what I found funny. Like at least for the metaphysics stuff that we are talking about, the ascension stuff, we have something real to fall back on. We have an actual history, we have books, we have literature, we have Vedas, Upanishads, and it is so cool that people who get into deep metaphysics, they are always tripping out on stuff, on epiphanies. Like they're literally tripping on stuff without any drugs. Because your stomach is connected to your third eye. And you need to know about nutrition more than anybody else. And these things that we watch that annoy us, it's not annoying because it's not interesting. It's annoying because it's incomplete information. So please tell us about multiverse, but don't do it in such a confusing, egotistical manner. So yes, when I was a little upset after watching this movie because I really loved the first part and the second part was so boring and disappointing. There were very few people in the theater. We spent a lot of money to buy the movies. I was not alone. I had two more teenagers, two more like sisters with me. So we were like really looking forward to this movie because we do talk about this stuff a lot. We talk about ascension, we talk about chanting, we talk about spiritual awakening. Yeah, and that's how I know that kids are also going through spiritual awakening, some of them. So I was like, when I went back home, I was like, we need to tell the world what universe means. And we need to tell it to people who are on ascension because the others won't obviously be attracted towards this information. So I was given the download by my masters at that very moment. Can you believe it? And it told me, and I shared it with someone during a personal session also. She was like really happy to know about it. So I hope all of you feel very happy to know about this as well, because this is very helpful information. So basically, when you split the word universe into two parts, uni means one and verse means many. That's how it is symbolically created. So one in many or one through many. So one through many, one via many, one in many, that's what in simple words justifies the word or defines the word universe. I'm not going to talk about the astronomical definition or any other definition. I'm just going to stick to this confusing language. But they can't help it. Certain words they have to make properly because even they use the spellings and all of that, So certain words cannot be changed or shifted and made to look confusing. But what's confusing is that we never really split the words. This is what the download told me. And most people just look at universe as one word. They never think about it like, how is this word created? So uni is one and verse is many. And the experience that we have in universe where we are right now is by learning through many people, or we see that one in many, that one essence, the one love that we possess in our hearts, we see it or we learn about it through other stimuli that has been given to us by other people, other universes. Now the interesting part is, so I was like, okay, wow, this is damn cool, man. Universe, one in many, one through many. I was also like, wow, this is really cool stuff. And it makes a lot of sense. Like whatever has been happening in my life, I have actually grown because of the entanglements, because of the experiences, because of the friendships, because of the relationships, or just simply observing other people and other things. And there is like this sort of a dance that happens, one with other. And now, obviously, when you grow more and more and more and more and more and more, I'm not saying that I've grown like hugely. I don't want to talk about my growth at all right now. But just to give you guys an explanation and understanding, when you grow, you actually start seeing this one person that you are, that is yourself, and you start seeing it very clearly. Your interactions with other people, and then you also see when you're all by yourselves, you're talking to yourself sometimes, you're discussing with yourself, you're working with yourself, you have so much time, you have so much solitude, you are on your own and you love it. It's crazy, it's bizarre. Like when I was in those energies, the low frequency energies, the on and off energies since childhood, because I had my own little world and then I had to interact with the world outside, so I could clearly see the demarcation that there's my own world and there's another world. But the problem was that I was trying to fit in with this world, and that's where all the ruckus was coming from. I had to do so many things to like please other people, the adults, the teachers, the institutions, the educational systems, the jobs, the bosses. It was going like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. So even as a child, in our childhood, we all know that when we grow up, we try to merge this world, but we don't have the right tools and expertise to do that. Okay, so then this download also told me that astronomically, when anybody is born, and I'm not talking about zodiac signs, I'm not talking about Linda Goodman or anybody else who have given us certain number of zodiac signs or certain number of ways to understand, our own behavior patterns, but that's incomplete. With all due respect to Linda Goodman, one of my friend in school used to, like not school, actually hostel, she used to call her Gunda Lidman. Like she would reverse the name and make it sound so funny. So Linda Goodman has done great work because she has spoken about sun signs, and I'm 100% sure she must have also got so excited and so happy about this information that she started noticing that people with a certain sun sign display a certain trait. Okay, so that's wonderful work, and with all due respect to whatever she's done, amazing, brilliant woman. She enjoyed, I'm sure, her own company because she was exploring all of this, and she found out this information in dark ages. She found out this information when people were like, oh my God, this is something crazy, Today we are like so normal about it, right? So some of the people, they've actually paved way for others in the Western world to look into things that they were not taught about generally. But Linda Goodman's work is, I would say, incomplete because there are millions of people and billions of people, and there's so many Aries and Pisces and Virgos and Capricorns and Scorpios and this and that. Everybody can't have the same behavior patterns, and everybody's life can't be the same. Like I can show you like 100 Aries women, because Linda Goodman herself was Aries and she studied Leo's Aries. Like she studied everybody, but she did mention a couple of times that the lamb or the ram and the lion, when they come together, that's when it's union. So with the ram, she meant Aries, and with the lions, she meant the Leos. So somehow the energy of the ram and the Leos, when it comes into union, when they both become friends, when they both like are in love and understanding, that's when, so she's basically trying to tell everybody that you got a ram and you got a Leo. She's trying to talk about the polar energies, guys. That's why I found it cool. As a child, I don't think I was more interested in all the other things that she was talking about, but my eyes were literally stuck in the picture of the lion and the ram sitting together, like they were cuddling each other. And I was like, wow, that's not even possible, because the lion usually would kill the ram and make it the lunch and dinner or breakfast. Or it's not, the ram is actually not the goat, so rams are very powerful. That's why they mention the sign for Aries as rams, because they can actually be dangerous even for the lions and tigers. Trust me on that, because they've got a very strong, thick skull. Like having a thick skull, it's like they can bang their head against anything, it will not break. Okay, nothing will happen to their skull. I was gonna say F-U, you know the spelling skull, but nothing would happen to that skull. Okay, and that's why they are dangerous even for these beastly animals. So anyway, both of them come together and they are in union, they're in harmony, they've become friends, they're cuddling each other. Oh my God, such a cute sight to see. So this, as a child, was like, oh my God, because I used to read Linda Goodman a lot. I literally read about every star sign or sun sign, and then every time I would meet some people, I would start thinking like, oh, this is a Gemini, oh, this is a Scorpio, oh, this is going to do this is going to do this person, the Capricorns are going to do this, the Cancerians are. So I was hugely disappointed because something was incomplete. Something was there about them, yes, as per what Linda Goodman said, because we had also read a lot, but there was something which was missing. What was missing? What was missing was the moon signs. What was missing was a huge truckload of information that was thrown to me when I came across my horoscope as a child, which is obviously the Vedic horoscope. So this is why I think it makes sense why I was born in India, why I took up the Western education, but I also got the metaphysics education at home. So literally I could say that I was homeschooled in the department of metaphysics, and everything else was happening outside. So I found out about my Vedic astrology, and that blew my mind because it needed the date of birth, the time of birth, and location. And obviously as a child, I had some software called Kundali, and I would just, anybody I would meet, I would say, can you please give me your date of birth, time of birth, and location? I want to see something. And I really did not understand anything because my masters were teaching me in a different way. Like I was not understanding the maths behind it, but I would see the planets. I would see that everybody who's giving me their details, their birth details, their planets are differently placed in the horoscope. And the only planet that's missing is Earth. Like where is Earth? They have Jupiter, they have Saturn, they have Mercury, they have even Pluto, they have, Venus, they have Sun, they have Moon, they have even the star systems, the nakshatras are there, everything is there, but Earth is not there. So what is Earth? Everybody should question actually, like, where is Earth in the horoscope? And who is symbolizing Earth? Who is symbolizing Earth? So logically, practically, if you put your mind into it, and this was the download actually that was given to me, that every single person is a universe, because the universe, even as per your horoscope, it does not tell you where the universe is, right? They just tell you that it's you, and this is where the sun is placed for you, the moon is placed here for you, Jupiter is in this house, Venus is in this house, Pluto is in that house, Rahu, Ketu are in so and so positions, Mercury is here. Everybody's sun and everybody's moon is different, right? So when you see all of these things and you question, who are we talking about in this horoscope? And trust me on this, my friends, this is really niche stuff that I'm giving out to you. This should go into a book, and it will. Literally, I'm not kidding. I have spoken to so many astrologers because I like to pester people since childhood. That's my thing. Whenever I see a person who could have some knowledge or wisdom, I want to ask them questions. I have lots of questions. So I used to, as a child, go up to all these people, the astrologers, we didn't have the readers as such. This is a new age thing. So I would ask them like, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? Do you know this? Do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know this? Like so many times I would ask them so many questions. they would go like crazy with me. They would be like, this child is evil. She's not going to leave me alone. So I would literally follow them, walk behind them, ask them questions. And if I would like them, actually a little bit of liking is also required, like I need to believe them in their skill, in their gift. But if they would not be able to like tell me everything, and they would start telling me everything in the earthly way, in the worldly way, in the programmed way, that's when I would lose interest. But all of them gave me something. Like they would give me a word, maybe they would give me something, like something which would be more than enough for me to go out and start studying on my own. And I think meditation helps us all the best. The more you do inner work, automatically a lot of questions and a lot of answers will get clarified, or you will get the clarification. So you need to do inner work, and inner work means going within yourself and trying to separate yourself from the karma which is created with attachment of ego, and converting it into kriya by removing the doership. I know it is all scientific, but please listen to it carefully, and you'll automatically, 2-3 times you listen to the same audio, you'll probably start getting a hang of it better. That's how downloads work, by the way. So my friends, I was questioning, where is Earth? I have seen so many horoscopes, like there is no mention of Earth. And this is when I was obviously exploring this information. I was still growing up. I did not get the answer. Let me tell you, I did not get the answer back then. So I had to leave it, and I had to just walk away from it because I didn't want to get sad about it. And there was nobody who could give me that answer. I asked a couple of people, or even if I didn't word it properly, I was like, what does this mean and what? So it did not come to me. Only when I started doing deeper meditations and inner work, and constantly trying to do karma yoga and staying focused in the moment. And I'm not saying that I'm like I know it well. I'm not perfect, guys. I'm not perfect. Yes, sorry to disappoint some of you, but I'm not perfect. I'm only me. I'm just trying to do me and trying to be me. So yes, I don't sometimes I'm not perfect. Yes, that's it. That's where I stop here. Full stop. So interestingly, later on, when the inner work became deeper, when the urge, when the madness, like I want to be better, I want to improve, I can't be living like this, when it became like more and more urgent for me, that's when I asked this question, and that's when it was given to me like, wow, like a huge download. So universe, you are the universe. Yes. With all the music in the background, I'm going to say this to you guys. It should have been utter silence right now. There should have been utter silence here. But yes, you are the universe. So when we study the horoscope, and trust me, this is not written anywhere. You will not find this information anywhere. Okay, so if you're here, you are also hugely intuitive, because it's your intuition that has dragged your ass to this video. Trust me on that. So you guys are, every single person is a universe. That's how it was explained to me. And through the horoscope system, I was shown that every universe has a planet Earth-like place, which is where life is, which is where all the action is, which is where the ascension happens. And this is like an intergalactic world. It has portals. You can enter from one dimension to another. You can grow. You can even go down. Like some of the people, they actually fall in the path of ego. So they could have been intelligent, but after they fall into ego, then they change too, but they will change in a very bodily way. That's when they start doing plastic surgeries. They're more focused on their looks, their physical features. Their facial features matter to them the most, or the tummy, or the butt size, or the hair size, or thickness, or whatever. But sometimes the spiritual people and the hugely egotistical people, sometimes they look very similar on the outside. Like spiritual people also like to do a lot of crazy things, because they have this all childlike energy that they like to experiment. They want to do like kiddie things. They want to be happy. They want to be independent. They want to live in their own world. They want to do their own things. So sometimes when you look at egotistical people, or people who are working under the Maya, the illusionary, they start then contributing to the illusionary world, because that's also a world that exists. But the spiritual people, they only want to contribute to planet Earth and consciousness and the ascension of consciousness. So they might look same from outside, but inside they're not, because one is absolutely going on like, I do this, I'm the doer, I'm the doer. But the other one is like, I'm not doing anything, I'm not even doing it, I'm just living it. I'm just having a human experience on planet Earth, which is actually a universe. And yes, you are the universe. So all of you are your own universes, your own ecosystems, trying to learn through the other universes around you. Yes, it sounds a bit bizarre, but I know, my friends, all of you who are actually resonating with this information, you guys must be going like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. This makes a lot of sense. I am a universe and I have all these planets around me that support me in certain way. Sometimes it may look like a cursed life, but when you ascend, you realize that these planetary positions, which are literally, mark my words, it is different for every single person, just like our fingerprints. The fingerprint technology, the fingerprints is something that we need to look at it like this. The most magical thing on this planet. No two fingerprints match. Similarly, no two horoscopes will be an absolute match. Every single person's horoscope is going to be different, because every single person's planetary positions are going to be different. Now, those people who are very similar by nature, they will have the placements will be very, very close. Like the Jupiter would be in a good house, in a good favorable position, because Jupiter and Mercury and Sun, they all give us like the divine energy. Venus is more towards the ego, the physical beauty, or like the work people under Venus do is like, it might end up making them a bit egotistical, in some cases hugely egotistical, without even knowing it. And when I say the word ego, let me tell you one more thing about ego. It does not mean that people with ego are going to be bad people all the time. They may be very well behaved and their presentation would be amazing. Okay, they may be like the sweetest person when you talk to them. So it does not mean that people with ego may not be nice, or may not be sweet, or may not be attractive. Friends, they could be. But they will be, it would become evident to you if you have done if a good amount of inner work has been put into this stuff. You will know, okay, this person is more about the ego. They may be nice, they may be programmed. Some of them are programmed to be nice, but the ego death is nowhere close to be seen. So they're going to continue to live like this, and you can't help it. If you try to tell them something wise, they'll get bored, or they'll question you a lot. In some cases, they might try to put you down as well. Okay, so on this note, I'm going to close this amazing, wonderful session that I so enjoyed channeling. All of you are universes. All of you are ecosystems. The universe is you. If you don't like the world around you, that's actually you. The world is a hologram of you. Okay? And how further down into the rabbit hole do you want to go? Because metaphysics is deep. It is the deepest thing I've ever encountered in my whole life. Yes. It never ends. It keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. There's so many levels. Like levels. And we need to discover this while we are in this body. Because what we have here, whatever we master or attain over here, is what goes to us, with us when we die. So death can either be a demotion or a promotion, depending on what you have achieved on this planet. Again, my master's word, if you don't have it here, you can't have it there. So in Hindi he said, अगर ये लोक में आपको मिलेगा तो ही आपके साथ परलोक में जाएगा. तो अगर आपने लोक इस लोक में हासिल कर लिया तो आपको परलोक में भी मिलेगा. Which means that if you achieve it here, you will take it with you in the other world. You'll take it with you beyond, which is actually just a transition, by the way. All right, on this note, I'm going to say I'll see you soon, and I love you all, and subscribe to this channel right away. I want to see like lots of subscribers on this channel because I'm putting in a whole lot of hard work for you guys. You guys don't even know how much hard work, all this recording and then editing and then uploading and like listening to it again. If I have missed out on something, did I make a mistake? Like, I usually don't like to make any changes because things are going in a flow, and even if I fumble or even if I, you guys can judge me on it, it's all right. I'm not perfect, but I'm truly me. Like the blooming flowers, my soul is free. It's free from the labels that you give me. Anyway, so you and me we are the same. So when this universal energy, when does this start working? When you start seeing the universe that you are as not separate. It's the same. The other people and you are the same. They are contributing in your life. Everybody, even the worst people, they have contributed in your life. For a change, the ladies are singing nicely today in the same beautiful tune that they should sing. Amazing. The conch shell, I was not expecting this to happen right now. What a wonderful way to end this session, my friends. 3 conch shell sounds. Usually they do it in the evening, but I have no idea what made them do it at this hour because it's like 1:30 in the afternoon. It's my lunchtime now, guys, so I'm gonna go eat something because we need good healthy vegetarian food as nutrition, and we should not like eat late lunch. Today I'm eating a late lunch. Usually I eat lunch by 10:30 in the morning, but yeah, due to some work I got a bit delayed. I did eat bananas and I did eat something, but now I'm very hungry, so I'm gonna leave you guys here with your own world, in your own universe. Thank you so much for being so wonderful. Thank you so much for being so amazing. I hold my hands, like I fold my hands or I join my hands, and I say namaste to all of you beautiful people out there who are on the path of inner work. You guys make me so happy. Every time I see the views, I see the comments, and I see interested participants, I meet people in personal sessions, I work with them during therapies, my heart is full of happiness because I always love to see people who are serious about their inner work and ascension. So thank you to all of you beautiful and wonderful people out there. I'm so proud of you and I'm so happy that you exist because your universe, all of you as universes, all of your ecosystems, when you guys merge and you turn into one singular energy, you will create what you're here to create. And most of you, some of you are already on the path of doing it. So I will see you soon in another one. One love and peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.